Hello friends, welcome back to CTET by Global Online. So every student is expecting now that how can we increase our score in the examination to qualify for the exam, right? So in this session, I will be explaining you the 20 plus expected MCQs that can be asked in the examination, and this is the best formula to maximize your score, okay? So watch this video till the end. I assure you, you will increase your marks in the examination. Clear? So first question on your screen, which of the following is considered the primary agent of socialization? Teacher, peer group, parents or society? So the factor which is the primary agent which can be considered as a important factor or important agent, okay, for socialization, it is parents. The primary agent of socialization is parents, which will start with the parents first, right? See, parents are the first individual, okay, a child interacts with, correct, making them the primary agent of socialization. So obviously first when the child is learning something, he will interact with his parents or her parents. Clear? They teach basic values, correct, habits, emotional responses, cultural practices. Clear? So these are the basic things that child should understand first, okay, and those things will be understandable by the help of parents. Clear? Through day a day, okay, interaction, children develop trust, attachment and early moral understanding. Clear? So when the child brain is a fresh, okay, which is ready to adopt all the understandable or all the necessary things to grow. Clear? Those in the primary stage will be directly coming from the parents. Clear? This is known as a primary socialization, which lays the foundation for the future learning. So which will begin with the parents. Clear? That is why the option C, parents, is the correct. Next question. What kind of socialization occurs mostly in schools and formal institutions? Okay. So basically this question is asking about the environment where the formal situation is there. Okay. The socialization, which socialization occurs in that formal situation or in the schools or institutions. Okay. So informal, primary, formal and secondary. So right answer is formal. Why? See, schools and formal institutions where the environment is totally formal. Clear? It is not informal. It is not primary and secondary. It is totally formal. Why? Because here the structured environment is there. Clear? Let's have an explanation of it. Formal socialization takes place in the structured environment, right? Like schools where teachers play a major role. So these schools and formal institutions were the examples of formal socialization. Clear? Children learn discipline, cooperation, punctuality, responsibility, all the things. Okay, so formal development will be directly starting with the school, and then you will become a ready to do a job in a formal institutions and all. Clear? Or formal companies and all, where you will find the formal environment. Clear? The knowledge is imparted through planned activities and curriculum, unlike informal learning at a home or with peers. So basically informal is what? It is a casual environment where you can have a discussion like a casual friends and all with your family, friends and all. Clear? But the formal is which is structured, which is rule bounded, where you need to follow the rules and you have a conversation with your peers. Clear? So that is called formal socialization. Understood? Now let's move to the next question. Who among the following is considered a secondary agent of socialization? So we have found in the first question that primary agent is parents, okay, but in the secondary agent of socialization is your teacher. Okay, mother, father, grandparents, these are the parents obviously, but this is very simple question. We can eliminate the teacher from this because mother, father and grandparents, these all are parents, correct? So parents are primary, and the question is asking about the secondary. Clear? So obviously if we can eliminate those three, only one option will remaining, that is teacher. So teacher will be the correct answer. See, the teachers are the part of secondary socialization, and also we can consider the formal socialization, right? because children interact with them after their initial family experience, where the students will understand cultural things, values and all. Okay, the next part will be the teacher. In schools, children learn societal expectations and behavior beyond the home. Clear? Teachers help shape moral, intellectual, and social development using formal methods. Where in the primary agent, okay, the child will learn the casual method with the casual method. But in the schools, teacher will uh, make them understand, the child will understand how they can develop or how they can understand the moral values, intellectual, okay, the social factors, clear, with the formal environment. Clear? Which is not there in the primary agent. Next, peer group socialization mainly helps in developing which of the following: language acquisition, moral values, academic skills, and social communication and interaction. Okay, so now this is the different one. We have seen the parents, we have seen the teacher, school, and all the secondary agent. Now it is asking about the peer group socialization. Okay, so how this peer group socialization mainly helps in developing which of the following? So it will help in developing social communication and interaction. Clear? Okay, so through peers means the people who are working with you, okay, studying with you, those people are called peers. Children learn to negotiate, cooperate, resolve conflicts and understand group dynamics. Okay, peer interaction develops communication skills and sense of equality. So sometimes these peers are formal, sometimes these peers are casual, that means informal. But in the both way, you will learn something. The child will learn something. Okay, he will learn the communication skills, the sense of equality, sense of talking, clear, how to resolve the conflicts, cooperation, negotiation. These all things will coming with the social, sorry, peer group socialization. Clear? It is the key part of informal socialization, crucial for emotional and social maturity. Clear? So peer group socialization is also very important to socially develop. Okay. Next question. A child learning how to behave in a public from watching parents is an example of. So the question is, the child is learning, okay, by just watching their parents, how they are behaving in a situation, how they are acting in a situation. Okay, so that is example of what? Direct instruction, observational learning, peer learning, or cooperative learning. Okay, so it is what? It is the observational learning. Okay, this is very simple question. When the child is observing his parents or her parents, how they are behaving in a public, how they are acting, how they are speaking, their communication skills, their behavior, their gestures, all the things the child is observing, and then he is learning or she is learning by just observing them. Clear? Children often imitate the behavior of their parents by observing how they speak and act in various situations. This is called observational or social learning. Clear? Sorry for this line. Just a second. I'll erase this. Clear? So what is it? It is the observational or social learning, a major part of early socialization. It helps children internalize behavior pattern and social norms. So in the very beginning also, okay, when the child is infant, from that time he or she learns what they are just doing. Okay, the child is just observing whatever is happening in front of him or in front of her. Okay, and just observing the things what is happening and getting the things or learning the things that is how I need to behave, that is how I need to speak, that is how I need to act. Clear? So that is called observational learning. Clear? Next, what is the primary role of teacher in the process of socialization? To give grades, enforce discipline only, to facilitate moral and social development, or to assess assigned, sorry, to assign homework, right? So right answer is option C, that is to facilitate moral and social development. Why? A teacher's role goes beyond academics. Teacher is not the person who will teach you or complete your syllabus, not limited to that. Okay. Teachers guide students in understanding rules, social norms, respect for others, cooperation, ethical behavior. These all things are really very important when, as a teacher, if you are teaching to the student or a child, these all things you should teach them. Clear? Schools shape a child's identity, value, responsibilities through structured teaching. So in structured teaching, the teacher is okay that much of capable that he is completing the syllabus as well as he is teaching the students how to behave, how to cooperate, okay, the social norms, the values, everything. Correct. So the primary role of teacher in the process of socialization is to facilitate moral and social development. Clear? Next question is about the peer pressure. Okay. Peer pressure is the most likely to influence which area of child's development. Okay. So how this peer pressure will influence the child development? Genetic traits, physical growth, emotional and social choices, or the language ability. So it will influence enough emotional and social choices area. See how this peer pressure, your friends, your colleagues, okay, your presence with them will influence your development. Clear? Peer pressure impacts the decision making, habits, emotions, choices of children, especially in adolescence, right? While positive peer influence can teach teamwork and empathy, and negative influence can lead to the conformity and risky behavior. Here, peers are the significant socialization forces. Clear? So, when peer pressure influence your development, they basically directly point out to the emotional and social choices. Getting it? If it is positive, it will be influencing in your teamwork or empathy, and if it is negative, it will influence or it can lead to the conformity or risky behavior. Clear? Next question. Which of these is an example of informal socialization? Listening to a teacher's lecture, attending an exam, learning to share while playing with friends, and completing homework. Okay, focus on this word, informal. What does it mean? Casual. Correct? So find out which option is stating the casual behavior or the informal behavior. Obviously, option C, playing with friends. It is not formal, it is informal or casual. Listening to teacher's lecture, it is happening in a formal environment, that is in school. Attending an exam, okay, in the exam hall, it is the formal. Completing homework, that is also formal. But learning to share while playing with friends, that is the informal socialization. Oh, sorry, yeah, right, casual socialization. Clear? See, informal socialization happens naturally through daily interaction, not through formal teaching and all. Okay, when children play together, they learn values like sharing, fairness, and cooperation, understanding. So we can consider it is a informal socialization. Next one, socialization help children primarily in A, memorizing facts, B, becoming socially accepted individuals, C, gaining physical strength, and D, learning mathematics. So it is option B, becoming socially accepted individuals. Okay, socialization trains children to fit into the society by learning norms, behaviors, and responsibilities. Correct? So it is important, and it helps them to develop interpersonal skills and sense of identity. So till now we have understood the peer pressures, okay, the primaries, the parents, correct, teachers and all. These socialization or socialization process will help the children, okay, to develop, to grow formally and informally as well. Correct. So in this question, they are asking socialization helps children primarily in. So primarily, what will happen? Getting it? Becoming socially accepted individuals. Correct. So parents are the main important factor here to teach the students the social factors which are important. This process is vital for becoming productive, accepted member of the society. Understood? Which of the following best defines socialization? Learning to read and write, process of earning money, process of earning social norms and values, and D, getting admission in school. So it is option C. Clear? Socialization refers how individuals learn to interact in society and follow its rules. And it includes language, etiquette, traditions, beliefs, behavior. It starts from the birth and continues throughout the life. Clear? So this is all about today's session, everyone. I hope you have understood so many things about the socialization process. If any question arises in your mind, I'm here to help you out. Just put your message in a comment box. I will help you in the next session. Clear? So bye bye. Have a great day. See you in the next session. Which agent of socialization helps develop independence and decision making skills? So from the options, okay, we need to choose the right answer or right option which is stating that this agent is developing the child's decision making skills. Okay, it may be parents, it may be peers, teachers, or textbook as well. So choose the right answer and give the answer in a comment box. Okay, I'll give you 10 seconds for this. All right, so right answer is option peers, option B. Okay, why? Peer groups provide an environment where children make decisions, negotiate roles, express ideas independently. Okay, in the last session as well, we have seen that how peers will help the child or the student or the person, okay, in developing their decision making skills, okay, developing their what we can say, expressing their ideas, the behavior, right? All the things. Unlike parents, child relationship, peer interaction are more equal, encouraging self-reliance and autonomy in a children. So basically, every agent of a socialization, whether it is parents, whether it is peer, teachers, and all, okay, at every stage, everyone or every agent is impacting differently, okay, in the development of student. Clear? So we need to understand those all the agents or all the factors of socialization. Clear? Let's move to the next question. Next question. The term secondary socialization, okay, refers to socialization that happens in adulthood only, the second stage in parenting, learning from institutions like school and media, or option D, that is learning from only siblings. So secondary socialization, this is quite different. Okay, that is learning from institutions like school and media, right? Why it is? After primary stage, that is family based learning, where your parents are teaching you, clear, your behavior, your way of talking, communication, all the things. Okay, the firstly you will start learning from your parents, that is your primary stage. After you're learning all the things, the basic things, you will move to the next level where teachers or schools and media will teach you. Okay, that is your secondary socialization agent. Clear? Or secondary socialization agents will be your teacher, your class, and school. Clear? Children enter institutions such as schools, sports club, religious centers, and etc. after the primary stage, right? This stage is called secondary socialization, where formal rules and structures teach social conduct and expectations. See, the primary one, okay, which is informal, we can say. or also we can call it casual. But when the child is developed his primary stage, or after completing the primary stage, he will move to the secondary one, which is formal. Clear? Which is not casual. Understanding where the strict rules will need to be followed, the structure need to be followed. Okay, that is the formal thing. So secondary socialization will be formal, primary socialization will be informal or casual. Next question. When a child follows traffic rules after seeing his parents do it, it is example of, okay, indirect socialization, formal instruction, verbal discipline, or punishment based learning. So it is what? It is indirect socialization. So basically no one is teaching you directly, but you are, as a child, you are as a student, just observing what parents are doing and just learning from that. Clear? That is called indirect socialization. Next, which agent of socialization allows freedom of expression and equal interaction? Parents, teachers, peers, and religious institutions. So that is nothing but the peers. Okay. Peers relationship are usually based on the mutual interest and equality, unlike hierarchical family or teacher student dynamics. Okay, children can express themselves freely, negotiate, and make decisions, which aids emotional and cognitive development. So basically where we are having the formal learning, okay, whether it is in school from the teachers and all, other side we are having, or we are developing ourselves, we are developing our activities or our behavior, our way of talking, our decision making skills, emotional and cognitive development, all the things casually. Okay, that is called the peers support. Clear? The peers relationship. So this relationship usually based on the mutual understanding, right? The equality, where you and your peer or your colleague, your friend is totally equal, and where you are free to speak. Okay, you are comfortable with those. Understanding? So where you are learning, but in a casual environment, that is called your freedom of expression. You can freely speak, you can freely express your ideas, your emotions and all. That is your freedom of expression, where you have that thing with your with the peers. Okay, next question. The first step in socialization process is enrolling in school, imitating parents behavior, watching TV, and writing an exam. So this is imitating parents behavior. That's it. That is the first step. That means your primary socialization. All right, see, the process begins in early childhood when children observe and mimic parents or caregivers. Okay, this early phase sets a tone for emotional bonding and initial understanding of a social rules. Okay, we have seen how the primary socialization impact the children's development, right? Next question. A child learns honesty and punctuality from teacher. This is an example of informal learning, peer influence, moral socialization, or emotional bonding. So this is moral socialization where children is learning honesty and punctuality from the teacher. See, moral values like honesty, punctuality, respect are often taught by the teacher through instructions, right? And their own behavior, right? Teacher is not only the person who is giving instructions to the students and just students are just taking those instructions and following it. No, children's or students are observing teacher as well. Okay, they are just learning from the teacher how he behaves, how he communicate, how he speaks. Okay, those all things will be observed along with the instructions. Clear? So students, the teacher is very ideal person for the students. They learn all the things from the teacher, when they are moving to the secondary socialization process, right? Okay. Now, teachers serve as a role model, especially in formal social settings. As I have said now, okay, teacher is the ideal person for the students. They observe the teacher, they observe all the behavior of the teacher, and they try to be like your teacher. Clear? Next question. The process of learning through structured activities and unstructured is called informal learning, primary socialization, formal socialization, or incidental learning. Okay. Process of learning through structured activities and unstructured, sorry, instructions is called, it is formal socialization. So basically you're learning through the structured activities, where you need to follow the rules. Clear? And where you don't need to follow the rules, that is called unstructured. Clear? Structured teaching in a school, workshop, institutions presents formal socialization. The learning is intentional and follows the rules and objectives for behavior, skills, and knowledge. So basically, when you are in a school, when you are in a workshop or institutions or in a company you are working, right? Where you will find out the secondary socialization, that means the structured socialization. Clear? Or which is called formal socialization as well. But this environment where you are learning and developing yourself, this environment having the structured activities, and when you do such activities you will be developing yourself with the formal socialization process. Clear? So structured activities and formal socialization both are similar. With agent of socialization primarily promotes cooperation and competition. Peers, parents, teachers, and religious leaders. Okay, which agent is this? This is peers, right? Peers group involves both cooperation and competition as well. Okay, children learn to balance these elements while forming friendship, making peer interaction vital for balanced social growth. Next, which is the effect of lack of socialization in early childhood? Strong memory, poor motor skills, delayed emotional and social development, and better academic skills. That is delayed emotional and social development. Okay, this is the effect of lack of socialization basically in early childhood. Okay, delayed emotional and social development. Clear? Which is true about the role of socialization in education. It has no connection with education. It only happens at home. It teaches only academic subjects, or it helps in holistic development of a child. So it helps in the holistic development of a child. Okay, which is true about the role of socialization in education. Correct. Socialization in education promote not just learning of a subject but also moral, emotional, and social skills. Okay, remember those points which are very important. So basically we have completed more than 20 plus MCQs on socialization process, right? So with these MCQs we have tried to complete your topic, that is socialization process, and very important topic for the examination, right? So you have the peers, parents, okay, teachers, secondary socialization agents, primary socialization agents, all those things are there. These points you need to remember. Clear? So this is all about today's session, everyone. I hope you have understood. Please comment in the comment box if any doubt you have regarding the exam, regarding the sessions, regarding the questions and all. Okay, I will help you in the next session, right? So have a great day. Bye bye. See you in the next session.